Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started here in just a couple of minutes if you want to find your seats. Really glad to see all of you here tonight. It's going to be a wonderful evening, a celebration, celebration of accomplishment of a lot of hard work by some really great people. So it's great to have all of you here. Before we start tonight's activities, though, I just want to give a few instructions. You know, the graduation from Eastside Fire Recruit Academy is truly a significant accomplishment. And we want this night to be special. We want it to be remembered. We want to create memories here tonight. Being pinned with your badge is truly a highlight. Believe me, these recruits have earned that badge. And it's a big deal for them. It's a big deal for us. And so one of the moments tonight, one of the highlights of tonight's ceremony is that badge pinning ceremony where we pin our badges on the recruits. And those of you who are pinning tonight one of these recruit firefighters, we'll call the recruit firefighter's name and the person who's going to pin them. Just come right out in your seat and come right up to the front. If you want to take pictures of that moment, we want you to come up along with them and get the pictures you need to make. Just come right on up here and get those pictures. Don't be shy about it. That's really a special moment, a moment we want to be captured that you can remember. And so it is okay to come forward when that recruit is being pinned and take pictures or video. In just a few minutes, we're going to have the singing of the national anthem. The honor guard is going to ask for all uniformed personnel to present arms. If you're in uniform tonight, we'll ask you to do a crisp, clean salute. Hold that through the singing of the national anthem until you hear the words, the order to order arms. If you're not in uniform tonight, we want you to join us absolutely by placing your hand up over your heart when you hear the words to all uniformed personnel present arms. So it'd be like you're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. And hold it there until you hear the order to order arms. Then afterwards tonight, there'll be time for pictures. There's the photographers out there in the lobby with a booth set up for some great headshots and different pictures. The podium here is available for a backdrop. This fire engine out front is a great backdrop. It's still going to be light and nice out when we're done tonight. So this will be great opportunities for some photographs and celebrating your fire recruit and the accomplishment that they've had. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to invite Assistant Chief Ben Lane to the stage to do the official welcome. Chief Lane.
Good evening and welcome. First, I just want to take the opportunity to just enjoy this moment here. This is probably the closest I'm ever going to get to driving a fire truck again since I've been promoted to fire chief. So this thing is awesome. In all seriousness, welcome. Thank you to those here in person and those that are watching online. This is really a special moment for Eastside Fire and Rescue, the recruits, the family, and friends. I do want to start by thanking the New Life Church for sharing this amazing facility and their hospitality. I want to thank the administrative staffs of the South King Training Consortium and Eastside Fire and Rescue. To bring on this many recruits, it takes a tremendous amount of work, and that's all done behind the scenes, and it could not be done without them, so thank you. I want to thank the shop. Sometimes they're the forgotten members of the organization. They made sure that the apparatus were operational, the small tools and equipment were functional, and that helps make a successful academy. I want to thank the pipes and drums, the honor guard. They add a special element to a graduation, so thank them for being here tonight. Thank you to Chaplain Pat Ellis, and we have Chaplain Mike Ryan here. To the family and friends that have joined us and are joining us online, the amount of support, encouragement, and sometimes I'm sure sacrifice that it takes to allow a recruit to be successful in an academy, I want to thank you on behalf of Eastside Fire and Rescue for your support. There's no doubt that their success is directly related to that. And now to the instructor cadre, the academy instructors. They spend a lot of time on the drill ground, in the classroom, and then there's all the after-hours prep for the next day. It is an absolute grind for the 20 weeks, but I'm here to tell you that is one of the most fulfilling things you can ever do in your fire service career. So thank you to them and all the adjunct instructors. Now to the recruits. They joined this organization nearly 20 weeks ago. They entered a classroom as complete strangers. They donned red recruit t-shirts, which I know they're going to miss. And from every day forward, they worked to become one single unit. And I'm confident that you're going to see that here today. They call themselves the Trailblazers. They honor the past, and they blaze the future. So without further ado, I'd like to call in Eastside Fire and Rescue Recruit Class 2022-1. Will you please enter?
Would you please join the recruits in standing for the singing of the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated. Captain Browning, thank you for the singing of the national anthem, honor guard, pipes and drums. Tonight in ceremony, you'll see and experience a lot of the traditions of the fire service. These traditions are important to us. They keep us grounded to our past, and they remind us of what it is to be a firefighter, protecting and serving and fighting fire and saving lives and for the protection and preservation of life and property. And it's important to us. So tonight you've seen the national anthem, the pipers, our honor guard. We'll have the bell ceremony a little bit later. Our chaplain is going to come, offer an invocation. These are all important aspects of what we do in the fire service to keep us grounded to our traditions. So I'd like to invite and ask Chaplain Mike Ryan to come offer the invocation for tonight's ceremony. Chaplain Ryan.
Let's pray. Father God in heaven, we thank you for the men and women that are before us tonight who have made a commitment to become public servants. In your word, they're called ministers. They're seeking to serve and meet the needs of others. Lord, we're grateful for their commitment. We thank you that you brought them through their training, and we look forward as they enter into this new beginning in their careers as firefighters. Bless them and their families. Keep them safe and well, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Ryan. It's an honor to introduce Eastside Fire and Rescue's Fire Chief, Chief Jeff Clark, who's going to come for the Chief's address and share some words of wisdom and encouragement with us all. Chief?
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. My first message is for the whole crowd, to the families and the friends of these recruits. I know each and every one of them is very thankful for the support they received, and as the fire chief for Eastside, I want to let you know how sincerely thankful I am and the rest of Eastside Fire and Rescue, because we know that these 17 recruits do not become firefighters later this evening without all of your support. So thank you very much, and recruits, please join me in thanking the families, all right? All right, now I'm not talking to the rest of you, I'm only talking to you 17, all right? So as many of you may know, I'm retiring at the end of the year. And about 32 years ago, I was sitting where you are. So this is my last opportunity to impart a little bit of wisdom, and hopefully you'll remember from an old guy a few of these points that I'm going to touch base on. I just got 5 messages for you tonight, all right? And there's many, many more lessons for you to learn on your own as you go through time. But as you know, I was able to speak with you a few months ago, and some of that message carried forward, and I'm really happy to see part of that message, which I'm going to end up with, is on your coin, but it's something that I'm glad you took to heart, and you're starting off in the right direction. First thing I want to say is always remember who you are here for. The fire service is the only service, in my view, that no matter the call from the public, no matter what the public needs, we go. And we address whatever issue we arrive on scene to see. All right, it does not matter, regardless of the individual's background, their religion, their political affiliation, their criminal record, their age, their sexual orientation, belief on abortion, marital status, color of their skin, gender, nationality, drug user or alcoholic. We treat everyone the same. Period, hard stop. There's no wiggle room in our service to do anything but treat everybody equally. And that's one of the hardest things to do in today's society. All right, and there's going to be real calls that will challenge your belief system. All right, and you'll be surprised. At least I was surprised in some of the things that you're going to encounter. But you need to set your mind right and understand that all of us are stronger together, and we're here for one common purpose, and that's for the citizens we serve. Nothing more, nothing less. We like to say we're here for us. Of course we're here to keep each other safe. Of course we're here to come home and see our families. We can't take care of the public if we don't take care of those very basic needs. But we're here for the people we serve. All right, a few things to think about that I've encountered in my career, and many of the people up here have encountered as well. When you arrive on scene, are you going to treat the family or the drunk that hit them at 70 miles per hour? How do you determine who to treat first? You're trained in how to determine that. It has nothing to do with who caused what, right? What about the wife or the husband that beat her? Who are you going to treat? You go through the priorities that you're trained to do. It has nothing to do with who's there. It has to do with the objectivity that we bring through the training. All right? And what about the police officer who shot alongside the person he shot and who shot him? Who do you treat first? Okay, it has nothing to do with who they are, what uniform they're wearing. It has to do with your training. It has to do with treating everybody equal. And we move down that path together. And we as a fire service can't lose sight of that as society continues to split on items. We have to stay together. All right, a couple of my oldies but goodies. Physical fitness. I'm looking down, and one of the common refrains from everyone that's in the black uniforms over here, as all of you were walking in earlier, oh, they all look so young. Oh, they look so young. We were all sitting where you were at one point, and we were all in the physical shape that you are at one point. Okay, 32 years is a long time to stay in shape. And one of the great things about this job is you're paid each and every day to work out, to keep yourself in shape. And your job demands it of you. So please, don't think of any kind of excuse. When you're on duty, work out. Hopefully when you're home, work out. Take care of yourself. Priority number one that I just listed, we're here for the public. You can't be there for them if you're not healthy, if you're not taking care of yourself. All right? There's a case study. If you don't know about it, I want you to go and look it up. Okay, firefighter Brett Tarver from the Phoenix Fire Department, March 14th, 2001, lost his life in a supermarket fire. All right, read about the rescue. Read about the number of firefighters it took to get this 250-pound firefighter out of the structure. I will tell you, it was more than a dozen, and it was more than an hour in order to haul him out. Okay, it's a movie to think that one person drags another person out. It takes the combined physical strength and mental fortitude of an entire crew or several crews to effect a rescue. And we have to be on our game all of the time and in shape. And when we miss that opportunity, it could mean something like Brett Tarver. But it's a great study for you to take a look at when you're thinking about physical fitness. This goes to the new one. And I'm sorry to say this is still new. We've been talking about this for 20 years in the fire service, but it's still a stigma, and that's your mental wellness. And I'm back talking to the families a little bit on this one, okay? Our mental wellness is a combination of our home life and our work life, as I'm sure many of you know. Your firefighters are going to come home some days and they're not going to want to talk. This is when they most need to talk. Of course, they need their space, and you know them best, so I don't want to tell you how to interact with them. But I'm telling you, firefighters down here, talk. Get it off your chest, all right? There are things you are going to see that you are going to remember for the rest of your life. They won't go away. I call it a slide deck. Most of you probably don't know what a slide projector is, all right? Let's call it a PowerPoint deck for you. For me, it's a slide projector, okay? And I have slides that we'll go through in certain times, and I'm going to see some things that I've seen in my career that I never want to see again. Protect yourself. And that goes to the next thing. Protecting yourself. The fire service isn't always good about protecting yourself, and I'll give you an example, all right? You'll get on the scene, and let's say you'll be second or third company in. First company just saw something somewhat gruesome. Some people feel that a young firefighter needs to go in and see a look to kind of get christened, kind of get used to it, right? We don't need that. You don't need to add any more trauma than what you absolutely need to. Only see what you have to see. All right, I'm speaking to our senior firefighters as well as they're learning the lesson over time. There comes a time in your career when you learn that really soon, really quickly, and you say, no, I'm good. I don't need to see that. But take care of yourself early, all right, and then take care of yourself all the way through your career. All right, I'm going to give you a couple of examples and then one brand new example and for you to consider, okay, when it comes to your mental wellness. And I'm going to share a little bit of my slide deck. One of my slide decks is not a picture at all right? It was an action by a wife. 35-year-old male that we responded on who was having difficulty breathing and was talking to us in bed. We responded, we took care of him, he stopped breathing, his heart stopped beating while we were sitting in his bedroom. We loaded him up into the back of the ambulance. My partner jumped into the back of the ambulance. I closed the back door. As I turned around, his wife hugged me. Turned around and instantly she hugged me. And as she was hugging me, she simply said, "Please don't let him die." Okay? He died. How often do I hear that voice? Often. Even now, some 20 years later. Protect yourself and talk about it. Don't be afraid to talk about it. It's nothing embarrassing about it. All right? Things happen, and we need to get it off our chest because you're going to carry it. Share the load, and share the load with each other. All right? This one is particularly telling for me, and this is about taking care of your brothers and sisters in the station. In another department, I had a firefighter at 2 in the morning wake the rest of his crew. He was having an argument with the thermostat. Yeah. The crew thought that he was sleepwalking, was having a nightmare. The next day, he had a mental breakdown. Police were involved, and he didn't return to work for 2 years. The crew that night just put him back to bed, didn't tell anything to his battalion chief, didn't want to talk to him in the morning about it. They thought he'd been acting weird for a while. When you get an inkling, when you see something from your fellow firefighters, take action. Don't wait till the next day. Take action. Our mental wellness is our top priority. If we're not taking care of ourselves mentally, we can't take care of ourselves physically, we can't take care of the public, we can't take care of the families that are sitting here. So please take this seriously. All right, we're down to 2 more messages. I'm not sure if I said this to you in the academy. I say this frequently, but I'm going to say it now. Game day. Okay, I love sports. I imagine some of you do. All right, 32-year career, I've probably had about 10 game days. What do I mean by that? I mean the type of call that you're going to remember for the rest of your life, the type of call where you make a difference or you don't based on your preparedness. Football players have it easy in my view, and they make a lot more money than we make, right? They know when their games are scheduled. You don't. Some of you are going to have a game day 15 minutes into your new job. Some of you are going to wait 20 years for a game day. We don't know when it's going to come, if it's 2 in the morning, at 8:15 in the morning, noon. We don't know. Be prepared at all times. Don't get complacent. It's human nature to become complacent, but we only get one game day, all right? And Monday morning quarterbacks exist. We will critique how we play. We need to be humble enough to take criticism when we can do better, but we also need to be graceful enough to hand out praise when we do well, okay? And don't beat yourself up. And if you take care of yourself on the front end and you're prepared, you won't miss game day. You'll be there for the public, and you're going to walk out proud. You're not going to have regrets. It's a tough enough job, but to do it with regrets because you didn't prepare is another tough thing to carry. So be prepared for game day. And here's my last message, and it goes to your coin, which I'm very proud of reading that coin to this afternoon. All right. My first message, which I typed up earlier today before I even knew this coin existed, was honor the past. All right, we know that. We have to honor the past. Every one of us is wearing on our uniforms 200 plus years of tradition. We do not sit here without the 200 years that we've had, the investment of the people who have put into us over the last 200 plus years. We have to honor that and carry it forward. We also have to respect the present. The folks that are here that have been doing the job for 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, we need to respect it. All right? But respect goes both ways. They also need to respect you, and they will. They'll respect where you're at. Today you're going to transition and your shirts are going to be firefighter now. You no longer have the red shirts. You're no longer a recruit. You're a firefighter. You've made it. All right? And every day you put in now, you're going to make it farther and farther down your path and down your career and earning that respect. All right? But your leadership starts now. You don't need to wait 30 years to lead. Okay? The future is sitting in the seat right here. There's 17 of you, and if you didn't know, we're hiring 15 more next month, and they're going to be right behind you. That's 30 of you. I didn't do math very well. I know it's more than that. Okay? That's a lot. But you're the future. All right? You're the future. You got to act like it, and you got to assume that responsibility. In order to move forward, it's time. And there's lots of lessons here that I tried to put down to remind you, but what we need you to absolutely do is to challenge the status quo. And when the time is right, lead us into the future. I trust you will, and I'll be back to visit in a decade or so to see how you're doing. So congratulations. Families, congratulations on a job well done and getting these folks through the academy. We'll go on with the graduation. Have a good night.
Chief Clark, thank you for your words of wisdom, for your encouragement. Well said, and congratulations on an amazing career in the fire service. We greatly appreciate you, and I think you deserve a round of applause for your leadership. You know, as you've heard and as you've experienced from your recruits coming home exhausted from training and the work that they've done throughout the academy, it's really not an easy task. There's a lot of work involved. And these 17 laughed together, and they probably cried together, and I bet they bled together. And it was a great experience. It seems like it started yesterday and that you've been doing this forever. And we're glad we're here. We have a video that we want to show you that is going to capture so many of the highlights that they experienced throughout their training in the last 20 weeks and the incredible journey that they have been on. A glimpse of the hard work that these 17 recruits put into their training. And so sit back and watch the video that we have.
We interrupt our program to bring you...
We are the Eastside Trailblazers. For us who have contributed to this profession. It reminds us to continue pushing forward with our training and learning mindset so that we too as recruits can eventually contribute meaningfully towards the progression of our organization to best serve our community.
This is where it all began.
in silence, with blindness, through darkness, I'll walk with you. When time's up, when they find us, I promise I'll be with you. I signed up and I've made my mind up. I'll stick with you, won't slow down, make no doubt. I'll hold out right here with you. Don't blame me, no maybes. Betray me and I'll come for you. Until then, I'm all in, just calling, I'll run to you. I won't get up, will stand up. I'll fight for you, for you. I won't get up, will stand up. I'll die for you, just for you. Hey.
That was a great video. We talked about how hard work it was, but man, they looked like they were actually having fun. Blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of fun, some good laughs and different things, that is for sure. You know, we talked about the Fire Recruit Academy not being an easy task. It's hard work, draining both physically and mentally, but it's not just hard for the recruits. It's a tremendous amount of work for the academy instructors who literally put their heart and souls into the class to train these new firefighters and to pass on the wisdom of experience. Hours of work, evaluation, scoring, sometimes yelling in their faces. What is it, corrective action, I think it's called, right? Yep. And they're an amazing, amazing group of people. And I'd like to ask our academy instructors to come to the stage, firefighter Kelsey Burns and engineer Dustin Weeble, who will come up to the front, and the rest of the TOs who are going to present the class awards. Would you please give the TOs just an amazing round of applause for thanking them for the work that they put into this class.
Good evening. My name's Kelsey Burns. I had the honor of being an instructor for class 22-1. I'd like to take a moment just to recognize our instructor cadre, Battalion Chief Glenn Huffman, Lieutenant Marshall Fry, firefighter Ilya Potapenko, firefighter Bud Vaese, and firefighter Dustin Weeble. I'd like to take a moment also to recognize all the individuals that helped make our job a lot easier. If you look at the back of your program, you'll see a list of firefighters, officers, and EMS instructors who helped give their time and expertise to this group. Now, on to the awards. So awards highlight the outstanding performance of a few individual recruits. In many instances, these were really challenging decisions because of the quality of people here. We have a strong class of dedicated individuals. So the first award tonight, it's the Marty Hauer Physical Fitness Award. Marty Hauer was a firefighter engineer for the Kent Fire Department. Marty worked tirelessly to promote health and wellness and throughout the fire service. Marty's motto was take care of yourself, take care of each other, and be safe. It is in his honor that we present this award. So, as you probably heard, recruit school can be physically taxing. Our recruits were tested 4 times throughout the course of the academy. 2 times it was a structured physical fitness test that involved a 2-mile run, push-ups, pull-ups, and planks. They also did a work capacity course where they undertook in full bunker gear, self-contained breathing apparatus, 10 tasks where they threw ladders, pulled a dummy around, pulled some hose, that kind of stuff. So after all the 4 tests were completed, the highest combined score is our award winner tonight, and that is Recruit Christian Colgard. All right. Our next award this evening is for the class valedictorian. So this award is presented to the recruit that has demonstrated the best academic performance throughout the academy. So not only are they challenged physically, but the recruits are challenged in the classroom. They take exams, certification exams. So our class valedictorian tonight had an average of 98% combined throughout the entire academy. The class valedictorian, recruit Molly Welsh. All right, the next award is the Top Rung Award. This is a pretty special award because it is voted on by the recruits themselves. The award goes to the recruit that has demonstrated exceptional attitude, effort, performance, and teamwork throughout the academy. For Academy 22-1, the Top Rung Award goes to recruit Spencer Hansen. The final awards this evening are the Chief's Company Award. So these are voted on by the instructor cadre. In this case, we select 4 recruits that we would most like to work with on our crew. And again, this was an extremely challenging process. We have some amazing individuals, and we're really excited for them to hit the line. So, the winners for the Chief's Company for Class 22-1, Spencer Hansen. Sophia Wallace. Brian Marquez. And Alan Hodges. Thank you, everyone.
Let's give all of our award recipients a big hand, round of applause. You know, throughout the academy process, the recruits form quite a bond with one another. They get to know each other pretty well. And their friendships that they have formed, this bond that they have formed, will remain for the rest of their careers and their lives. You can talk to any firefighter who's been in the fire service 25, 30 years, and they still talk about their academy classmates, and they know where they're at and the things that they're doing. It's a special, special bond. Each recruit class chooses one of their own to represent them at the graduation ceremony. And so today I'm honored to introduce the class speaker for recruit class 22-1, recruit firefighter Paisley Dandino.
Sorry, I'm just going to get all set up here. All right, good evening, everybody. I feel like I'm accepting an Oscar or something. Thank you to the Academy. Just kidding. I'm a little nervous. It reminds me of when I was putting away some air cylinders in week 2, and Chief Huffman walked over. I dropped both of them, and he goes, "Recruit Dandino, do I make you nervous?" I quickly mumbled, "No, sir." In reality, I was terrified. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to speak for my class. We made it. When we were told we needed to choose a class speaker and people started hinting at me, I thought, what am I going to talk about for 5 minutes? However, then I remembered over the last 20 weeks, I'd come home and bore my partner with a play-by-play of each day. And then I realized that I could speak about this academy for hours. I thought I could easily talk about all of our successes, but then I thought the only way we got to those successes was through our failures and our mistakes and our relentless forward progression. A friend once told me, "You're going to mess up in life, but it's what you do after that matters the most. Stay positive, work hard, and keep moving forward." I can say that the 16 people sitting in front of me are a spitting image of that quote. We'd mess up a lot. We'd learn from our mistakes. We'd try harder, try again, and we just kept moving forward. To succeed in an academy, you must move in that direction. There's no brake pedal. You must keep putting the pieces together and show up with a good attitude and ready to work hard each day. There will be things we always need to work on. We need to have the growth mindset Instructor Burns speaks about, whether that means drilling a fire-related skill, memorizing hundreds of medical terms in 5 weeks, or just recruit Kojikaru working on his push-up form. The work is endless. Us, family, we've become so close, through blood, sweat, and tears. I know I could look out to any one of you if I needed something, advice or support, or Recruit Welsh if anyone forgot anything. She literally has 2 of everything, though she lives in a 20-square-foot van. At the lunch hour, we'd be sweaty and tired, but we'd talk about each training evolution, how we could improve, what could be done more efficiently, or perhaps just a quiet reminder from another classmate to make sure we hustle at a certain evolution. Or we'd hear the classic Instructor Weeble say, "All right, let's go." Sorry. We won't know how our first calls will go, or our first structure fire, or our first cardiac arrest, but all we can do is fall back on our training. All the training that our instructors drilled into us, communication, attention to detail, and leaning on each other. On the hard days, what inspired me and kept me going was all of you. I was proud to see 8 women throw a 24-foot ladder, which for some of us is over half their body weight. I see you, Recruit Arneson. Or when recruits would come out of the burn tower at North Bend, hot and exhausted, and they'd take off their masks, and they'd have a huge smile. We're crazy. Eager to talk about their task and how it went and how we could do it better. The laughs we shared got us through the tough times. I remember when Recruit Colgard finally learned how to put on his suspenders. You know, they don't have suspenders in the Navy. Or when Recruit Hodges got the fastest time for throwing his air pack, only for an instructor to say, "Are you forgetting something there, Hodges?" He was standing there so proudly, oblivious to the fact that his helmet was on the ground. The best part was, this was week 12, so you think he would remember to put that on by now. I hope over our 20 to 30-year career, we can all keep these last 20 weeks in mind and know that we're always here to support each other. Chief Clark kind of stole my thunder on this one, but I'm going to read it anyway. During week 3, Chief Clark came to welcome us to the department. He spoke about how change has been and will continue to be a perpetual constant with Eastside Fire and Rescue because our mission is to serve the community and our community is ever-changing. As a recruit class, we decided on a name and motto early in the academy, but I felt that following Chief Clark's speech, our intentions and sentiment were validated. While we even chuckle at ourselves regularly as we proudly belt out our name and motto several times a day, we are nonetheless voicing our commitment to these thoughts and values. Trailblazers, honor the past.
Blaze the future!
This day has been a long time coming. For some of us, 8 years of applying, or flying to Washington for every interview, or moving across the country to start a new career. Though we've made it and we're soon about to hit the line, this is only the starting line. It's just the next step in the process to a successful career. We are not heroes. We are determined innovators. We have learned not to give up, and we must continue that. Ask questions, be truthful, and be kind. It was our relentless forward progression that got us here, and it will be our relentless forward progression that gets us anywhere. Keep your head down, work hard, fail forward, and someone please remind me now and again to stop talking, and I think we'll make it. I speak for the class when I say thank you to our families for the endless support. We got home late, exhausted, and stinky, woke up early, studied every night and weekend, while you all took on a lot of the responsibilities. We appreciate you, especially those who have children. You are the true heroes. To our outside instructors who came to share their knowledge, our EMT instructors, and our dedicated training officers, thank you for believing in us. I'd like to give a shout out to each of the TOs, or maybe a roast. Instructor Burns, I know a lot of us ladies look up to you, so thank you for getting off the line to be an instructor. We apologize for all the times we called you sir. And because of you, I'm sure we all will think twice about putting a nozzle down in fear that you'll appear out of nowhere and take it. Lieutenant Fry, you're one of the best teachers. You're incredibly patient and thoughtful and taught us many great lifelong skills. Thank you for the daily reminder of how our bunker gear trailer smelled like a goat barn. Chief Huffman, thank you for coming off one of the best schedules just to work overtime every day. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for believing in us and looking out for us, whether that be buying us an extra microwave or considering building a step stool for our gear trailer in case we rolled an ankle. And like you told me at Cars on the Curb, I think you're starting to grow on me. Instructor Weeble, I'm pretty sure I speak for every recruit when I say we were terrified of you in the early weeks. And then we started to understand you, and then you made that hose maze. And we did that maze so many times. It was probably one of the hardest things I've done. It was difficult and hot, but we will never think of corners or pinch points the same, and we'll forever grab a stick and a bite when going interior. Instructor Viese, who unfortunately couldn't be here today because he's on the beach in Jamaica, apparently a little more important. Thank you for all the tips and tricks that we needed to succeed. I am proud of each and every one of you. You followed your passion, and now you've made it. I'm even proud of Recruit Coach Akaru for finally learning how to ask questions at the right time. Well, I don't think you actually ever learned to do that. In times of stress and worry, just remember, as Recruit Mulhall would say, it's all good. I leave you all with a quote. When we show up, act boldly. Practice the best ways to be wrong. We fail forward, and no matter where we end up, we've grown from where we began. Thank you.
Recruit Dandino, thank you very much for those words, sharing stories with us. Well, it's time now to receive your certificates and have your badges pinned. The moment you've all been waiting for and working towards is now. And families, remember, if you want to get a picture of your recruit being pinned, please, we want you to come forward and do so. When you hear your recruit's name called and your name called to come up, just come right on up, and we'll have you the badge and the certificate. I'd like to invite Battalion Chief Glenn Huffman to the stage now for the badge pinning ceremony. Chief?
Thank you and welcome. I'm honored to be able to talk about the badge, the shield that we have, what it means, why we have it, why you need to remember it and be proud of it. I have a couple of sheets that I want to read, and then I'm like, no, I'm just shoot from the hip like I usually do. So there we go. Okay. This is better, right? Okay. So I'll keep it short, to the point. I always do that. The badge is something that we're going to put on our shirt each and every day. It's a shield. It's rich in tradition. It means something. Honor it. Respect it. Do not disrespect it ever. Many people before us have worn these shields, not just in the fire department or the police department or public service, but it actually dates way back several thousand years. And it just holds a lot of history. And you have to remember that history. I'm so very proud of all of you. I'm excited. I'm ready to be done. And it wasn't all about the overtime, Dandino. Only a little bit. When you guys put the badge on today, remember the people before you and remember the people that come after you. And never, ever disrespect it. It's about that reputation that we've talked about so many times. Once you tarnish it, it is so hard to get it back. The community looks at the shield, the badge on our chest, and they think we have authority. Do not confuse that shield with authority. It is a symbol that we represent the fire service and are there to protect them and put ourselves in harm's way to ensure that they will be safe. A lot of things go behind the shield, and today it's you stand behind it. So, with that being said, we're going to start the pinning. I got to get my notes. Okay. Ready? You guys ready? Yes. Best part of the night. Recruit Melissa Arneson. She's being pinned by her mentor, Scott Dillinger of Puget Sound Fire Regional. I really butchered that. I'm sorry. Puget Sound Fire Regional Authority. I still butchered it. Scott, can you pin her? Recruit Johnny Kojikaru. He's being pinned by his cousin, Eli Kojikaru, from the West Springfield Fire Department. Recruit Paisley Dandino. She's being pinned by her partner, Andrew Miller. Recruit Chris Dinkins, being pinned by his girlfriend Brianna and his parents Craig and Carrie. Recruit Stephanie Dobson, being pinned by her husband, Lieutenant Shane Dobson of the Olympia Fire Department. Recruit Kay Ali'i Guzman. He's being pinned by his wife, Kimber Guzman. Well, she's your wife. Guzman, you were supposed to practice. What the? Oh, is that outside? Does that make... Recruit Spencer Hansen, being pinned by his wife, Frida Hansen. Recruit Alan Hodges, being pinned by his wife Maggie, daughter Scotty, and son Kai. Recruit Christian Colgard, being pinned by his wife Kristen Colgard and son Elliot. Recruit Brian Marquez, being pinned by his wife Andrea and his kids Bryn and Joseph. Recruit Meredith Marsh, being pinned by her partner Megan Winters. Recruit Caitlin Mara, being pinned by her boyfriend Spencer Kurds. Recruit Ian McNabb. He's being pinned by his mentor, firefighter Tommy Edwards of the Kirkland Fire Department. Do you want to borrow mine? Recruit Michaela Mulhall. She's being pinned by her father, Edward Mulhall. recruit Nicholas Schmidt. Being pinned by his wife Lisa and their children Anthony and William. Recruit Sophia Wallace. Being pinned by her father, firefighter paramedic Preston Wallace of Lacey Fire District Number 3. And recruit Molly Welsh. She's being pinned by her mentor, Captain Charlie Schmidtman of the Netherland Fire Protection District. While Molly makes her way to the stage, I want to just remind the recruits before they become probationary firefighters that they do have 4 days left, and after that slideshow and Dan Deneau's speech, we got business on Monday. Chief Clark, would you stand, please? Chief, did I miss something? Chief, on behalf of the South King County Fire Training Consortium and Eastside Fire and Rescue Academy cadre, I am honored to present you with Eastside Fire and Rescue's newest probationary firefighters, the Trailblazers.
Oh, let's give one more big round of applause for this graduating class. What an incredible accomplishment. All right, thank you. You may be seated. Couple things left to finish before we dismiss tonight. As I was saying earlier, as we started, the fire service is steeped in tradition. One of those traditions that we have is the ringing of the bell. In years past, it was the sound of the bell that summoned firefighters to duty. And at the completion of the call, the bell was rung again to signal that their duties had been completed and that they were now ready to respond to the next emergency. In the fire service today, the bell is used in ceremonies such as this as a way to honor those traditions of our past by signifying the beginnings and the endings. Tonight, the fire bell will be rung in honor of the Eastside Fire Recruit Academy class number 22-1. 3 rings will signal the completion of the fire academy. 3 rings will signal the start of new careers of these 17 probationary firefighters. Class, congratulations on the completion of a successful academy and the start of your new careers. You are now ready to respond. Honor Guard, please ring the bell. Just give a round of applause for our pipe band and Honor Guard for helping us out tonight. On behalf of the South King County Fire Training Consortium, Eastside Fire Recruit Academy, these 17 probationary firefighters, I want to say thank you all for being here tonight to celebrate the graduation of Class 22-1. I want to say a special thank you again to the staff here at New Life Church for working with us to make this a great ceremony. This consortium staff, the Eastside Fire staff for helping us make tonight special. And to the families of these 17 new probationary firefighters, thank you for the support you have shown over these last 20 weeks of eternity. Everyone in this class knows they could not have gotten here tonight without your support. When asked why a firefighter decides to join the fire service, you'll most commonly hear, because I want to help people and serve my community. And while that is mostly true, we all know the real reason is because they just love fire. I want to conclude tonight's graduation with a charge to the probationary firefighters of Class 22-1. When you hear the sound of the alarm, may you respond with dedication. When you're faced with the adversity of trauma, may you respond with faith. When you're faced with sadness, may you respond with compassion. When you face the unknown, may you respond with courage. When you're faced with fear, may you respond with bravery. When you hold the hand of the young, the elderly, the dying, or injured, may your heart overflow with comfort knowing that you have made a difference in the life of that one. And may you never take for granted what it means to be a firefighter. Class, thank you. And congratulations on a great, successful academy. So just a couple things before we dismiss tonight. There's coffee and water out in the foyer. There's a place where the photographer is with the photo booth. The podium here is a backdrop for pictures of the fire engine out front. We want you to take as many pictures and be here and celebrate with the class. And then Chief Huffman is going to come now and dismiss his class one last time. After that dismissal, we're going to have the recruits gather here in front for a class picture with the training officers and also with the command staff. Once those pictures are done, they are all yours to get as many pictures and celebrate as you would like. Chief Huffman, please come dismiss your class one last time. Congratulations, class. You can form up for your picture. This does conclude our time together tonight, the graduation ceremony. Thank you for being here tonight, celebrating with us. It's been a wonderful night. You may be dismissed.